We're just about to walk through the garden, but I wanted to take a quick minute to apologize for the poor audio quality in this video. John and I are brand new to YouTube, and we purchased an external microphone, but we really need to be each carrying individual microphones with us. So we did just order some DJI microphones, so our quality will get better in the future. But I hope it doesn't detract from the beauty of walking around a garden. For gardeners, it's always a pleasure, and I hope it is for you. Thank you. Hey gang! If you're new here, I'm Anitra. Behind the camera is John. Say hi, John.
Hey.
We are going to do a late June garden tour. It's just about July here, and it's been a crazy weather year. So the garden's a little crazy too, and some things are thriving, some things are not. We've had weather that's gone from crazy cold, windy, super wet, right? If anything, I'd say it's just been a super wet spring. And colder than usual, but then we had like 3 days of 100-degree weather, so everything's kind of trying to adjust to this madness. So but I wanted to make sure we got a garden tour in, because it's still beautiful to walk around a garden, for those of you who like gardening and just enjoy strolling through pretty places. So hopefully this fits the bill for you, and let's get started. So in the last garden tour, I had showed you this log right here that I found on the side of the road, and initially I had just put creeping Jenny in, but I couldn't help myself but grab myself a super tunia there and add that. And I think it brings a nice, better element to it. And we got the Shasta daisies are just starting to pop here. Always so cheery. And these guys spread like crazy. If you're looking for a perennial that you can easily divide and get all over your garden, that's definitely one. And so John's just going to do a quick pan of the yard before we get into the details. And so I have a sweatshirt over my shoulder because along with all the rain and the humidity, we have quite the population of mosquitoes, and it's very brutally hot today. I don't feel like putting it on, but I may have to. So just explaining, if you see big sweaty armpits on this sweatshirt, that's what's going on. But yeah, I really like this planter here. I think next garden tour in July, this is really going to pop. But I love the orange with the purple, you know, the opposite ends of the color wheel. And the creeping Jenny, when this bulks out with the bright green and then the blue element here, I think that's going to look really nice. And then I have some geraniums that I grew from seed. And this is a meteor shower verbena. And I really like this guy. I have it dotted throughout multiple containers. And yeah, I love the orange of those supertunias. Echinacea's just starting to come out. You can see the spiderwort is just it just does this every year where it looks terrible. So I'm going to cut that back soon. But the echinacea is just starting up. Again, I grew a lot of these from seed. Super easy to grow from seed. We have right here we have a volunteer dogwood tree, so I gotta dig that up and put it somewhere cool. And the coreopsis, which is just a cheery yellow flowers popping up now. I'm gonna put my sweatshirt definitely a mosquito area. And this bed in general, I really love this shade garden bed. This took some time, but I finally feel like it's gotten to a point that I really like it. It's filled in nicely. Some things are overtaking, like the ferns overtaking the grasses a little bit, but still overall I like it. And these right here are one of my favorite shade flowers. It's Brawalia, and it comes in this purple and a white, and it just really thrives in the shade, and it's beautiful. And I really love the chartreuse grasses too. Okay, so again, lots of ferns, lots of different hostas, but this is the showstopper right now in this area for me, besides the Brawalia. This is a hydrangea, a native hydrangea, and just look at all the bees on it. They are just absolutely loving this shrub. There's a bee right there feeding. And this is a smooth hydrangea. So just super cool. One thing is, you can see here, like the hostas and the ferns under here are getting buried. So obviously I tend to crowd things, and then I tend to move things. So I will always be moving stuff because I tend to crowd them, and that's just how I roll. But yeah, just looking good. There's different types of grasses. Again, all mostly shade. It gets some morning sun here. And I forgot to mention, we're a zone 6. New Jersey, northwest New Jersey. And the Estill Bay is going out of bloom, but it was pretty magnificent for the time it was in bloom. And this, so if you take a step back, Johnny, you can see this whole hill here is loosestrife. And this my father planted many years ago, but one single plant. So this whole area taken over by this. So I do dig it out from time to time, try to keep the borders, but in another week or so, this is just going to be screaming with these beautiful white blooms. It's just, yeah, it's really a showstopper. And I took pictures of the irises, our video, when the irises were up, because they were truly a showstopper too. Like, everybody who came to the yard was like, ooh, can I have some of that? Can you dig me out some of that? So, which I'm happy to do, because this guy also spreads like crazy. Look at these irises. Yeah, they are just amazing. And here's the mulberry tree. We have eaten some mulberries. You can see them here. But the birds have also really been enjoying them, as well as the bear. The bear that I just did a video of. There's a little, you can only get them when they're not quite ready. So, because everything else is on it. You want one, John?
Sure.
All right. We're not going to go up the hill because there's tons of mosquitoes.
And I'm in shorts.
Yeah, that's Mosquito Alley. But the daylilies are all in bloom. And you can see I kind of dotted them all the way up so that we have you know, you can just see them across the landscape, and you can see the beautiful monardas in bloom, just starting up. So we have a lot of things just starting up, and I think if we had another week, it might be even better. But then you lose, like, so we missed the peonies, we missed the irises, we missed, what else did we miss? Oh, the spirea bush was just in gorgeous bloom. Here you can see what the blooms look like when they're, but yeah, so this was, you know, it's hard to get you had to have to do a video every week to really capture everything. But I'll keep moving because John's getting chewed up. And this is actually chrysanthemum, which I think is adorable, and I actually got this in Oregon when John and I lived in Oregon, and I brought home one little plant for my mom, and it reseeds itself like crazy. So again, if you want this, you can you can easily get plenty of plants for your whole garden. Okay, so again, everyone really likes this bed because we created the rock wall here. And then you have the nice creeping Jenny, which brings in that yellow element. I do want to point out, you're going to see quite a bit of burn on plants. And this is from the shock of going from cold, rainy to 100-degree sunny days. Normally this doesn't happen here, but it's certainly happened this year. So, yeah, just pan around. Oh, and the trimming job that John did on the peach tree, it's looking gorgeous, so happy with that. And this is a lilac that's hasn't thrived for many years, and it looks like it has some type of fungal disease, so I think this guy's short-lived, but it'll give us an opportunity to put something else beautiful there. And the butterfly bushes are about to flower, so that'll be nice. And we also have some Joe Pye weed over here, which is not that showy of a flower, but the pollinators absolutely love this. Again, more of the chrysanthemums that volunteers popped up on their own. And we have lemon coral sedum here. It's a nice border. It's a little too sunny in this area, but I do like how this looks when it's not quite, you know, drowned out. Oh, I just broke that off. That stinks, but you can see how pretty that is.
Or was.
Or was. Yeah, this isn't as showy as I thought it was going to be with these purple flowers with the sweet alyssum, but hopefully it colors up. And I've been leaving, you know, just like, sometimes I just leave things that people consider weeds in, you know, in the garden just because I think they look cool. And this is actually an edible, and why can't I think of the name right now? So this is all milkweed here, and you can see the bees are loving the milkweed. And the flowers are super pretty on these. But they're everywhere. You can see the bees are just really enjoying them. And these spread like crazy, so you want to be careful planting those in the garden. Ooh, it's hot. Hot. Okay, I guess we'll just cut through here. You can just pan through there, get a little look at what's going on down there. are just, I mean, everything's stalled since it was so cold for so long. But the past week or so, everything's really starting to take off. And we're going to move a little quick because we're getting chowed. So just some pretty lilies. And you can see the peas have had their day. I'll talk about them when we get in the garden because there'll be less mosquitoes in there. But I did want to point out that the grapevines are doing awesome. And this is only their second year. And they don't have much fruit at all. But I do want to point out that the cute little grapes right there. Adorable. So we'll have like 5 grapes if the birds don't get them. So, all right, I guess we can go over here along the house and then we'll go into the garden. So this is the first time I've tried butterfly bushes in pots, but I'm looking forward to having butterflies like all around the house in this corner. I think it'll look pretty. One's pink and one's purple, I think, if I recall correctly. And now these are hollyhocks. And last year I planted the hollyhocks by seed, and all of them, I had them throughout the garden, and they got a terrible fungus disease, like yellow. All the leaves were yellow, everything died. I didn't think any of them would come back, but one of them did come back, and it's looking gorgeous. So we might keep getting this to reseed here, and hopefully, because it's over under an overhang and it stays dry, the fungus will stay at bay. So these are geraniums I grew from seed last year and kept in the house over the winter. And they went into a little bit of shock when I planted them outside, but they're thriving now. And I like this area here. If something wasn't eating this coleus that I planted, it would look really sweet. But I love how this looks with the purple and then this the beautiful, I can't say this word really well, chartreuse. Say it. Chartreuse. And then this little baby pink rose with the and then the daisies. And then again, I think this is something I grew last year that never came up. And what's this called? I can't remember the name of this either. My mind's drawing a blank. What is that called? I don't know. But it came up this year. So I think that area just looks very pretty. And then I'll just show over here. It's so hot. This is the Safari Dawn, James Britannica, I think. And this is, or the Dusk, and this is the Dawn. And I really like the Dusk. Super pretty. And here's a succulent arrangement. This is the one that I made, that I did a video of. And everything's still looking pretty good. So I made a video that you can find when I put this one together. It's doing pretty good. And I don't know, the last garden tour I mentioned that we're getting a lot more sun because our neighbor's yard, we lost a lot of trees, ash trees, due to the emerald ash borer. So I've been starting to move stuff into here and make a shade garden. It's not done. I have to get more rocks, but I'm, starting to populate it, and I'm sure I'll be moving a lot of things over time. But now we can head into the main garden, the vegetable garden. And again here, super cheery with all these yellows. Another one of the meteor verbenas. And it's a lot of yellow, but I planted the coleus from seed and this I believe is a rainbow coleus, and the geraniums from seed, and I also grew the Dusty Miller from seed, and they just haven't taken off. So when this fills in, these will be pinks and some blues in here. So hopefully it looks super sweet, but it's a little lagging behind right now.
Yep.
All right, so we'll start in the back of the garden. So the peas are pretty much too hot for the peas now, but they're still good. So I am going to be pulling all of these maybe tomorrow, and I'm going to shell all the peas, and I'm going to dry the peas inside, and I'm going to dry all these and bring these with John and I when we hit the road in September, so that we have some vegetables and they're dried and ready to go. But so this bed's not looking so beautiful with the dried peas, but it's still doing all right. The celery is doing awesome. This is all celery, and John and I use a lot of celery when we make juices daily. Sorry, I shouldn't eat. John's rolling his eyes at me. But we make juices every day, so we go through a lot of produce, and so that'll all get used up. We have rutabaga about to flower. We've got a whole big, this echinacea is going to look absolutely gorgeous. Uh-oh, we got a Japanese beetle. Throw him out of here. And then we got this. I picked this up when I went to the plant exchange, and it's a native flower to the area, and it's also a spreader, so it's doing well. It's gonna look pretty. This bed here, maybe we'll go on the other side. We'll go here first. Like, you want to switch so the sun's like, yeah. What do I want to show? Okay, so John and I utilize all the lettuce, or we're utilizing it all. We have some left. You can see here I did cover the cabbages, but obviously the cabbage moths got in and they're not looking so pretty. So it's, you know, not everything's a win in the garden, and that's okay. The broccoli did stay covered. Been harvesting off of that and taking off, and we've actually been juicing the stalks. So just cutting these off and juicing those as well. The potatoes, you can see they're starting to turn, so the potatoes will be ready before long. But I'll leave them in the ground until we're ready to go on the road, and I'll just harvest them. They'll be fresh. I'll cure them, and we'll have fresh potatoes from the garden for the road. Orange trees doing wonderful. So my nephew got this from my mother a couple of years ago, and I've just been taking care of it for her, and it seems to be thriving. Oh, I wanted to show this too. So I had showed when I planted these gooseberries. You can see we got some berries. I tried my first one the other day. It was still a little bitter. It was a little early, but it wasn't bad at all. So, all right, we'll go this way. This bed is thriving, but I'm a little concerned about it because there's too many volunteer sunflowers everywhere in this, and I'm afraid they're going to shade out everything, and obviously they're going to take some nutrients. But the tomato plants, and these are all our heirloom tomatoes in here, and we have a black crim and a Cherokee purple, and unless they start to suffer, I think I'm just gonna let it go and see how it does. The carrots are looking good. Everything's, you know, lush green. No problems there. This is a cherry tomato, the Sun Gold cherry tomato. And we have our first baby cherry tomato right there. So whoop whoop for the cherry tomatoes. And then we got spaghetti squash and some other winter squashes here. Okay, and so you can see here the eggplant. I don't know if you can see this, but see that these little black bugs? These dig holes in the leaves, and that's why they look this way. But I pick them off, get rid of them, and they'll be all right. They'll still produce. Same thing happens every year. And the peppers in general have done terrible this year. However, the cayennes are doing all right. Here's our first cayenne pepper. The mosquitoes. We apologize. It's just been a hard year to be out in the garden, actually. Like, this is the first weekend I've wanted to be outside at all because it's been rainy, the bugs have been horrible, so it's hard to want to be out here, and that's hard to be a place to be for a gardener who just wants to be out here all day long, just checking on things, looking at things grow. But it is what it is. So you can see here how the peppers have suffered. I'm trying to keep this guy up. I should really pull this pepper off of this guy, which I probably will, so he has time to grow and not grow the pepper. But you can see that's just from the cold weather. Cold, damp weather. Peppers thrive on hot heat. Okay, and this is cilantro that is gone to seed. You can see the seeds here. And the flowers, obviously, but these are a huge magnet for tons of tiny bees and pollinators, so I just leave them, let them reseed themselves, and we have fresh cilantro every year as soon as the seeds start browning up, and then I'll cut these plants back and give everything some more sun. And right here we have, I don't know, this all came from the compost pile, and I was gonna pull it up this weekend, but I just want to see what it is. I want to see what becomes of this, so I'm going to leave it. It's going to take up a lot of space. It's going to grow all over the place, but we're going to do it anyway. See what happens. Parsley is coming along finally. That took a while too. And then I just have some different flowers here. This will look much better on the next tour. We got dahlias, the gay feather. This is the peach tree I still haven't dug up, but and then I planted more echinacea down here from seed from this year. And this is watermelon. This is my mom's garden bed, starting to take off. So it's hard to grow watermelon in New Jersey, zone 6 wet, but we're gonna try it. The chard is also looking very good. So rainbow chard, so pretty. Does good every year, easy to grow. So okay, gonna go to the front yard, show you a couple things there. Hopefully the bugs won't be as bad, so John doesn't look so pissed off. But let's see, look at that guy standing on the rock. What are you doing, dude? Okay, Grammy's scared. Here's another mulberry tree, but pretty much picked over. But what I want to show you is I was mowing yesterday and I found something weird in the lawn, so I waited to inspect it so I could share it with you guys. But so I was mowing around here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Look. All of a sudden I saw this face looking up at me. And I'm like, can you see it? Does it even show?
Yeah. That's
So I'm like, what is this? And I was wondering if it was like one of our, I don't even know if I'll be able to get it out. Aw. What is this too? Look at all these treasures. Look at this. What? What is going on? This is like a kid's... What is going on here? Look, there's something else. Oh, this is weird. That's like a whole, like that's like a baby.
Is that where like one of your animals was?
I don't think so. That would be weird. Oh, maybe I can't get it out.
Okay.
All right. I thought it would be cool to just pull this guy out.
I think it's cool just the way it is.
Just
with all the
leave
moss
it?
on
Yeah,
it,
just leave him in here, I guess. But look, there's a baby head here. A Mickey Mouse. All right, I'll pare him back down. Treasures. Maybe I'll leave this guy out. Weird. Okay. All right, so that was a weird find. I do kind of want to dig it up because I feel like there's a big pile of toys in there now. But I did start putting some hostas around the base of this maple tree here. This is all rooted, so not a lot of soil, but I'm trying to build this up a little bit because we have a lot of erosion on this hill. So nothing spectacular, but just something I'm working on. And I finally got the dogwood planted, one of the dogwoods. So I think this is a very good location for this tree. It'll fill in this whole area, provide, just fill in. I really would like to just enclose this whole area. But I don't know that we'll be here long enough for me to do that, but I'm starting. And then just show you some of the pretty planters that, again, a little bit of burning going on, but overall I'm pretty happy with this planter. And this is vine, wire vine that I kept inside over the winter on both sides here, and you can see just how big it is. It's doing fabulous. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up soon because the bugs are terrible, but here's an astilbe that's more fresh, and you can see we also have some burning here, but looking good. And again, I'm gonna move this planter. I like this here with the log, but you can see everything's suffering. Too much sun. I guess with the trees being trees getting cut down last year, it's just everything's frying. So I'm gonna have to change this area to more of a sun area, but that's the way it goes in the garden. This way. I can just show some of the planters here. So I guess that's pretty much the garden tour for June. What do I want to say? I don't know. Let me start again. So what we really want to say is thank you. John and I are just a middle-aged couple looking towards doing something different with our lives. Something that lights us up and maybe contributes a little more light back out. And this process of getting to be creative, of looking around for beauty, of finding music that moves the heart and putting it all together, it's been a pure joy, a soul stimulator. And then to top it off, we get to watch the views come in, the likes, a smile-inducing comment or two, and it's not like we have anything to write home about yet, but to us, it's meant a lot. Our recent Sprinter van tour got the most views, likes, and subscribers we've gotten to date. And it makes sense. So many of us are longing to go where the road takes us, to follow our hearts back out into our wild nature. John and I are just as excited. But while we wait for our parts to come in and our conversion and travel plans to take shape, our goal now and into the future is to hopefully create content that when it ends, the peace of the wilderness stays with you. Sending love to you all. Have a good one, everyone.
We'll travel many miles. Will we ever see home again? Waves that